Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Hello.
We're just here to talk about the transactions that we just went through. And if you don't mind just sharing a little bit about yourselves so people can know who you are and why we went through this whole thing.
Well, I'm Patricia, and I've lived in Orange County for about 32 years. Born in Europe and immigrated to the United States. Love to travel, love cooking and entertaining, and I work and play hard and work hard.
Good.
And I'm Steve Warble, and we've been married 13 years. I moved out from Australia, lived out here about 18 years now. We have 2 grown kids, 2 grandkids that no longer live here. So,
Okay. And we've just gone through the selling of your home that you've been in for how many years?
4.
4 years. And tell me a little bit about what caused you to move. Why did you move?
Well, as I mentioned, we love to entertain, or at least I do, and the current house wasn't conducive to entertaining in the manner that I like. I like everybody in one place, and so we thought, well, let's take a look and see what's out there.
and we wanted to be a bit closer to the beach too.
Okay.
A little cooler.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So did you have any concerns about how does this whole thing work with living in a house, you need to get it sold, and then you need to move into another one, and the orchestration of that whole thing?
Sure.
Talk to
I
me
mean,
about
we've purchased and sold homes before, and that's always been kind of the hassle is, oh my gosh, how do you get this done? However, with you, a lot of the burden was lifted because of the way you managed the transaction. Do you want me to talk about
Good,
that?
yeah, talk about that. So how is that working?
I had never heard of just right away in the transaction going ahead and negotiating a rent back option, and I thought that was brilliant, and it just relieved a lot of that pressure and a lot of that stress of trying to make everything work just right. So that was very beneficial to me.
Good.
Yeah, this is a bit more complicated, for us at least, because when this house that this is being shot at, we're renting back after we've sold, and we've already bought the other house, but we can't move into that. So we're renting. The other people are renting that for a couple of weeks. So it's more complicated than I was probably looking for.
Right.
And the timing didn't, with some of the hiccups with the timing, but you were able to answer questions smoothly enough and keep me calm through some of the hiccups in the timing and the forms involved and just stuff I wasn't used to.
Right.
Well, and the other part was that you sold our house in 4 days, so that was magnificent and scary had
Right.
we not negotiated that rent back option.
Good. Well, and as you know, it takes a whole team to get a house sold, and you guys doing your part in having your house ready and move-in ready and things repaired and all ready. It takes a whole team to get it done. Steve, you asked me an interesting question the other day. You said, Trace, do you want to have me give you the lowdown on both of these escrow companies? Because you had the opportunity to experience 2 escrow companies at once because you were selling a house and buying a house.
Right.
So we won't name names of the one,
Okay.
But let's talk about escrow leaders. We used them on the selling side.
Mhm.
And can you talk to me a little bit about your
Yeah.
feedback to me on
Yeah,
that?
they were terrific. They were awesome on their communication with emails, with a phone call if necessary. It wasn't over an abundance. It was just right though. There was great communication, particularly after it sold, just to let me know it had funded and closed, and it was just they kind of answered questions before I asked them almost.
Good. Okay, that was excellent feedback. So thank you, escrow leaders. You're part of our team.
Mm-hmm.
What challenges did we go through that I helped you guys overcome? Anything that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, I think the biggest thing was he and I weren't on the same page of what we wanted. We had very different criteria for what we were looking for, and we didn't really negotiate that in advance, nor share it with you. So you'd be showing one of us something they liked, whereas the other person may not have. So anyway, for us getting on the same page, and I clearly remember you saying, well, Patricia, you guys need to get on the same page. You need to want the same thing. Have you guys talked about this? And we hadn't. And with your prompting, we finally got to the place of negotiation, and I guess you'd say, what?
Are you thrilled? Are you
Understanding.
thrilled with the house that you ended up
Yeah,
with?
it's awesome.
We're
It's
both
beautiful.
thrilled.
You're
So-
both thrilled. And that's when I started seeing the excitement in Steve's face and body language. I was like, yes, this is the
Right.
one. And it was very obvious, because on the others, it was very obvious that it wasn't.
Yeah.
So that
Well, and there was
fun.
also, for me, answering your question, having the sale of this place and a purchase more or less on top of each other.
Right.
There was 2 inspections, 2 appraisals, 2 walkthroughs, 2 termites, 2 this, 2 that. The financing, getting
Right.
all the loan fairly quickly, because we had kind of a bit of a shorter escrow
Right.
on both sides, I guess,
Exactly.
just to try and meet some deadlines. So there was just a little more stress, involved that you helped kind of alleviate,
Right.
for me, and just taking care of forms, and it's no big deal. It's just one more form to sign.
Right. Kind of minimizing
Lots of one
those
more
little
forms.
things. Yeah, and the e-signing did that
That's
work for you?
awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
The DocuSign is
Awesome.
awesome.
That definitely helps.
Yeah,
with
saved a
things.
bunch of time.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let me ask you this: if somebody was hesitant to work with me, what are a few things you would share with them?
I think the number one thing that sticks out for me, there's 2 number ones. One is a character trait, and that is your patience. You are absolutely brilliantly patient. And with us, 2 strong-willed individuals, you needed that, and that came through so well. And we really appreciate that, Tracey. That character trait of yours.
Thank
You
you.
always did everything in a loving manner and in a patient manner, and that was brilliant. And then the second thing is, from a professional standpoint, I think your marketing skills are exceptional. Like I said, we've done a lot of financial transactions in real estate, and we've never seen anybody quite use your marketing skill sets and use them in such an exquisite manner. So thank you on that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for me, I guess there's a few things. We're Christians. To be honest, it was a real joy to deal with not only a Christian agent, but someone that was confident and strong and knowledgeable, and was able to guide us through, like we're talking about, the forms and the whole process of 2 transactions overlapping.
Yep.
All the things to do. So there was that. Yeah, you were patient. So that was really good. And there was something else that I was thinking of that I just forgot. But I'll remember.
All right. Well, I sure thank you guys for choosing me, for allowing me to go through this. I loved seeing you guys together and just the interaction between husband and wife, which was great. It's a beautiful love relationship, and I got to see that with you guys. We spent a lot of time together,
Oh,
going
yeah.
through a lot of houses, and it's a very personal thing when you're choosing what's going to be your house.
Yeah.
So that was exciting and fun, and I know our friendship will continue.
Yep.
So thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all your hard work,
Yeah.
and you are always smiling. Never stop smiling.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Brought a nice lightness to the whole transaction.
Good.
Your whole spirit did, so it was great.
Good. Well, I totally appreciate you guys. And thank you for doing this. I know it's not easy. It's your first of this testimonial, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.